Now when the 10th house lord is conjunct with Mercury, so here you're combining your work, your career, your authority at work, your reputation at work, your dedication, the kind of work you do, your approach to work, approach to higher seniors, work ethics, all with the analytical ability, the practicality, the logic, the perfection, the servicing ability with skills and the logical perspective to be able to combine with the work ethics. So this is an individual who at work will usually bring in a high degree of analysis to how they do work, and these people depend on information, these people depend on certain degree of logic, certain degree of intellectual ability that they bring to work. So these people will not be somebody who will just jump into do certain work or certain responsibilities without looking into what is the data, what is the history which is brought in about the results they have achieved so far. So they will be able to combine a number of things apart from their own intellectual capability, their competence, the practicality, and then get the work done. So usually if you want very high degree of precision, you want high degree of completeness combining with the financial acumen which Mercury brings in, then this is a very good conjunction to have. So usually you will find these people in those areas of work or those responsibilities where you need to also bring in a perfection, but also keep an eye on the financial perspective. Sometimes these people can also be taken too much by their analysis, their logic, their practicality, and not look at the softer aspects of work. So usually these people, while being very good taskmasters, people who will bring in that to perfection, may not be able to bring them in about the relationship management at work. So usually these people can also be those people who are a little misunderstood at work, because these people seem to be very data oriented, and these people seem to be very, very skill oriented, perfection oriented, but not good at handling people. However, because these people are very competent at their work, they are also looked up to, and lot of times these people also have a certain degree of jealousy from their team members because of the high competence that they bring in. People who have very high degree of acumen in handling money, in finances, in resources, a very high degree of business acumen to understand the business holistically, bring in a rational approach, and also be able to communicate their ideas, present their ideas, and be able to bring in a more problem solving approach are these people. On the flip side, if these people are not careful about not being too analytical, too critiquing, or too complaining, then this is good for them. Otherwise they can only hamper their own getting higher growth, higher degree of designations that also may come to them because of the certain amount of perfection that they bring in. So if they are able to move away from the nitty-gritties and they are able to have a more wiser, more liberal perspective while keeping their eye on logic, perfection and competence, then this is one of the very good combinations to have, very good conjunctions to have of the 10th house lord conjunct with Mercury. Now whichever house that conjunction happens will bring in its own flavor, whichever aspect they also bring in will bring in its own flavor.